What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Week 13 Swolecast. Even though Week 12 is not officially in the books yet, Week 13 is here, and I have to ask you guys, how are you doing? Pete, let's go with you first.
Yeah, frankly, I think it's a little insensitive, irreverent to be talking about the Week 13 slate before Week 12 is closed out. And I don't know about you guys, but I was actually thinking about protesting this show just in honor of the game that's still yet to be played.
Preach it.
It's ruining my life. This game that'll never end and never be played. It's supposed to be played in like 2 hours, and I still don't believe it. I think somehow it's going to get postponed until Thursday because the Steelers center tested positive. Like, it's just a nightmare.
Do I get 40 points from Claypool, Juju, and Ebron tonight in a half-point PPR bonus league?
Yeah.
Really?
Seems like a lot of math to do on a Wednesday afternoon.
They should.
That's what I was doing too.
You said Deontay and Claypool.
Yeah, and Ebron.
This show is awful.
I mean, that's like 28 points. So it's like you just got to run a little bit good. Like if you run a little bit good, you should get there.
Tuttle, look how far we've come from a week ago at this time. We're literally just eating lunch, completely sober. I mean, what a week does to us.
I needed the bowl to make a louder noise than just going straight from the jar, though.
Oh, Kitchen is hating it, dude. He's on an audio delay. He's tilting, bro. Kitchen is tilting.
This peanut butter is so good, Kitch.
Oh, man. We can't hear him.
Good job,
yeah. David, look, he starts on his diet. He shows up to the show late. Obviously, doesn't test his microphone. I mean, the fella's just having a hard time right now, and he's just looking at Tuttle's peanut butter. He wants it so bad.
So bad.
Just sign off, Dave. We'll miss you, Mr. Kitchen.
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Kitchen, I have an idea. Do you have a screen share function on your phone? What if Davis, myself, and Pete just talked about the slate while you did flash drafts for this Baltimore game?
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Mention flash drafts to me.
Oh yeah, you had a mishap about them, right?
Well, my friend did.
What happened to your friend?
I'm gonna exit out, and when I come back, I'll tell you about my friends and the egregious happenings of the flash drafts.
All right, Pete. Overzet's overview. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting slate for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of interesting team totals, some interesting injury situations, and also some interesting directions that ownership could go. And I do think it's just overall pretty interesting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Tuttle, what's your breakdown?
Yeah, I'm actually just still looking at week 12 because that game hasn't, we're not done with week 12 yet. So I'm just really concentrated on that Pittsburgh-Baltimore game still.
Well, the listeners, they're lucky because it is my day job to do NFL fantasy sports. So I've actually already worked on projections and looked pretty heavily at the Week 13 slate. And let me tell you this. I can just already let you know David Montgomery is going to be touted. People are going to tout him. People are going to play him.
Can you believe people didn't play him in Showdown?
I didn't play him in Showdown. Not a chance I was playing him, dude. He's David Montgomery.
Fish? Am I right, Pete?
David Montgomery, I sat that Showdown slate out. The Showdown thought leader hibernated on Sunday night.
Oh, man. Lauren was so sick of you by the end of that week. You were just like, I can't do this for a David Montgomery Showdown slate.
I couldn't do it. Do you know what we need to talk about on this show today? Have you guys looked at Cardi's projections for the Seattle wide receivers? Cardi is afraid of James Bradbury.
No. Oh, no. Cardi's so worried.
Oh, he had it the other way, too.
Did he flip it back?
No, against the Eagles. He was heavily favoring Lockett, I believe, against the Eagles, too.
Oh, Derek, buddy.
It's time to update the underlying skill set of each receiver, I think, a little bit here.
Oh, yeah, interesting. As if someone had been saying that the whole time. It's just interesting.
To be fair, Metcalf was trash the prior 2 weeks.
Trash, one man's trash is another man's treasure, Dan. And I think it's important that we always remember that.
So Cardi has Lockett projected for 18.76 points, DK Metcalf 15.88, and he has Lockett with a 4-point higher ceiling than Metcalf.
Oh, Derek, buddy.
Things you hate to see.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm just realizing is going to be a big impediment for my bit right now? PFF has not switched over the wide receiver cornerback matchup charts to week 13.
You know all the cornerbacks, all right?
Yeah, but I need to know. So what you're not understanding, Dan, is the bit is, I mean, obviously everyone knows I know every cornerback in the NFL and their skill level. The bit is in knowing how people think of, the values of those cornerbacks, right?
I've been reading Mike Clay's wide receiver cornerback matchups solely just so I can have some of these cornerback names to just kind of pull out at my disposal. Like, ready. Party's worried about James Bradbury right now. I wouldn't know that if I didn't read that article.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I just wait until the Friedman thread every week.
Oh my
Twitter.
God.
Some of my highest interaction tweets over the last 2 weeks have been replying and mocking Friedman's wide receiver cornerback matchup chart. We got the first one about Nick Needham was like 93 faves. It was one of my best tweets of the day.
I mean,
are you just gonna lean into it, Davis? You gonna lean into it?
No, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it dead. I'm gonna destroy it to the point to where it's no longer funny.
The thing is if Friedman couldn't get questions about wide receiver corner backups, he'd only be able to do like 4 AMAs a week instead of 19.
All right, so the flash draft thing.
Let's hear it.
My friend had entered the fourth quarter flash drafts, and this is the last flash draft. The last pick was made before Andy Dalton threw a pass to Dalton Schultz, and so I thought it was in the clear. I thought my friend was in the clear. So whenever this this contest played out. And then 10 minutes after the fourth quarter, when my friend thought he had won the $150, $25, and $1 contest, there was notification that said this contest has been canceled. After 44 minutes later, afterwards, and my friend was really upset because it was it was not a little bit of money, so.
You gosh darn hate to see it.
Is anyone else getting Chipotle Bros vibes from Kitchen, being really upset about his friend's misfortunate experience with the flash drafts?
I did see, though, in the latest flash draft in the fourth quarter, they canceled it before it even started. So my friend's feedback also, it helped with...
Just say his name, Dave.
I'm not going to say. He's really sharp, though. He's really sharp. A lot of people
super sharp. He's got a great mustache.
Does he look like a pedophile or?
Only Dave would have a friend who he does flash drafts with that he needs to protect his anonymity.
I just can't be negative as a flash draft thought leader.
Yeah, it makes sense. We're with you, bud. We're with you.
Anyways,
we should also talk. I referenced it earlier, but we should talk about your fleet from last week. That was the three greatest fleets that have ever been on the platform by far.
It was so good. I showed it to my girlfriend, and she sent it to her family. They thought it was so funny.
It takes a big man to admit when I got dethroned in the Fleet Streets, but Kitchen, you came hard. I as well showed it to Lauren. She was dying laughing. The progression, the cinematography, the coaching of the Dairy Queen lady to get her to say that, it was all absolutely incredible.
Yeah, how much of a tip did you give her?
The thing is, at Dairy Queen, you don't give a tip through the drive-through. So my tip was months and months.
Fleet superstardom.
Exactly. But yeah, I'll try to come up with another fleet today. I still have a fleet review that I need to get out.
We need more
content game.
We need some of your exercise routine, some of your meal prepping on the fleets. I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, Davis behind the scenes. Do you want to tell people about like you being upset at
Yeah,
me?
you hustled me, dude. You didn't hustle. Well, you kind of did, but basically you just were not participating in the spirit of the bet. You inflated your weight by about 13 pounds for your weigh-in on Saturday, like to the point to where I don't even know how you were like waking up on Saturday, because it seems preposterous that you were able to do what you did. I mean, it's unreal.
So miserable that I weighed before I even ate on Saturday. I had read some blogs about like it was talking about drinking water 3 days before, eating salty snacks 24 hours before, so your body holds all that water, and then like
Well, man, we lost him. It's just unbelievable, dude. It's so unprofessional from Kitchen.
He's too busy being creative.
Are you guys publicly saying the numbers here? I mean, you don't have to.
No.
Okay.
No. But the point is Kitchen I don't want to say like he cheated, because clearly he didn't, but
you tried to put on weight too.
Yeah, I probably put on about 5 relative to what I thought my baseline was.
He just did it better than you, which is why you're mad.
Well,
but the whole thing is like neither of that is in the spirit of the bet.
Yeah, but he did it to an egregious degree.
You're mad at him for hustling harder, is what you're mad at.
Yeah. The thing is, as I am sitting here thinking about this bet, it's like I just have known David for so long, and I have known him to be a serial swing dieter. I mean, he has tried every diet that there is out there, so I'm just betting that my will is stronger than David's, basically, is the wager at this point.
Well, one thing we know is that your internet is stronger than David's.
It's not internet. It's my computer. My internet is so strong right now. It's like me. It's so strong. There's just some other things out there that I need to cut out so that this program can work. But I am. We'll move on. But I am legit concerned about Davis's health for being as small as he is. All I got to do is tighten up the eating regimen. The normal exercise routine is still there. But with Davis, he's like talking about only eating 1,100 calories and only like a 3-hour window. And like, he said that he wants to set it up as a habit, but that he'll eventually like loosen it up.
You gotta jump into the cold water at first, bro. You can't dip your pinky in. That's the theory.
But that's not a habit.
Well, first you gotta break yourself of the dependence of like ordering Postmates and shit first. That's a big part of it.
All right, let's jump into the week 13 slate.
We already did Overzet's overview while you were gone. We can go right to quarterback.
Pete, why are you in such like a blah mood?
Because I just wanted to get hammered and watch football, and instead I'm eating a salad, dealing with your shitty-ass internet. It's,
and he's got a real work call he's got to get to after this. He can't even get in the right mindset.
If anything, Davis and I haven't eaten today. This is the first Swolecast I've done.
I call 0%. You've definitely eaten today. I guarantee. Yeah.
Does Dave have like 400 DraftKings support tabs open right now, just filing requests?
I'm telling you, it's all the corporate shit at RG. I bet he's got like Trello and Bandcamp, and then he's got a Photoshop up that he's been working on Photoshop. Like it's been like 2 months. It's been sitting there. Like I know how Dave operates, and that's.
I could see Kitchen spending like 8 hours on a Photoshop for like Cal Spears' birthday today. You know, just trying to get the perfect thing. I had to take the afternoon off. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm making the executive decision. We gotta go. Let's get into quarterback. So it's kind of weird, right? Because we have Russ against the Giants, but they're massive favorites, and they've already shown the last 2 weeks like the Russ is still cooking, but it's like a 3-course meal, right? It's not like he's the kitchen at the French Laundry. He's toning it down a little bit, and then. Kyler,
hang on real quick. I just wanted to say Kitchen would be the governor that would be going to French Laundry during a shutdown.
100%. And then Kyler is banged up, playing bad, played really bad last week. They lost a game they absolutely should never lose. And now they get to go up against the Rams, if defenses matter, the Rams are like the number one defense by DVOA. And then, do you really want to play Deshaun Watson without Fuller? I know, Pete, it is Kiki season, but do you really want to play Deshaun Watson without Fuller? I kind of don't.
What about without Cobb?
Oh yeah.
What about without Kenny Stills?
Can they re-sign him? Like, if you cut someone, are you allowed to re-sign them like that season? I don't know if you can.
I don't know if Kenny Stills would be open to that.
I don't think he wants to. I think it was
you guys know the Texans owner is like one of the biggest megas ever, and then Kenny Stills is like a grassroots like street activist. Like, they hate him. Like they all hate him. The whole organization does. So that's a real thing. So tout me Steven Mitchell, Tuttle.
What?
No. So here's the thing. Like, who is going to be the outside receiver for Houston? Because everybody's hyping up Kiki, but it's
Coulter, right?
It's Coulter.
Yeah, like Kiki's role is not going to expand other than what we've seen. Like, potentially you can give him a few extra percentage points to the target share category, but he's not going to be on the field more than what he was.
I bet that Fells and Akins just play a ton. They're just going to play like 70% of the snaps apiece.
Which would squeeze out Kiki more, because I do think it's just going to be Isaiah Coulter as the wide receiver too.
Oh, there's the man.
The one thing Kiki has going, he led them in red zone targets the past 2 weeks, so they are using him around there. But yeah, I agree. I don't think much changes for him.
Who wants to tout the two running backs on the field at the same time? Duke Johnson, CJ Prosise. You guys know. Someone's got to do it. It's not going to be me.
Well, and we're also heading toward Jordan Akins chalk week as well. Like, everyone's trying to say, like, this Will Fuller thing is just getting distributed 250% across the rest of the offense.
So we don't have a chalk quarterback, basically, is what we're saying. Like, are people going to play Cousins? Like, I know he's going to look good in projections. Are people going to play Cousins?
My guess, actually, is that we see a big shift to Rodgers, right? Because people want to play Devontae. There should be a couple value spots this week. We already talked about Kiki. We should get a couple cheap tight ends, and then we might get Devontae Booker against the Jets.
I think people will talk themselves into Derek Carr by the end of the week, and I also think Tuttle's right with Cousins. They have a 30.5 implied team total. I think people will start getting pretty excited about that, and especially if we start hearing stuff about Dalvin Cook's workload being scaled back because he's a little banged up, then everyone's just going to be like, it's all systems go. Kirk Cousins.
Aren't you worried about Josiah Scott, the Jaguars cornerback?
Literally never heard that name in my life.
Derek Carr, I would rather have three little bears. Mitchell Trubisky.
No, I have the most disgusting take. I'll outtake you here, Tuttle. Taysom.
Oh.
I'll outtake you, Jacoby Brissett, goal line monster.
Yeah, what is Taysom? I didn't even see his price tag. 6,300.
He's expensive. So. He's not even cheap. Yeah, he's 6,200. Yeah, 63. He has 10 rushing attempts in back-to-back games, and so, let's say he rushes for 40 yards and a touchdown. What does he have to throw for to put him in play for GPPs? I guess 250 and 2. He's got to account for 3 touchdowns, basically.
You know who the quarterback is this week? It's Cam Newton.
Yeah, I guess the thing that's getting me off of Cam that I hate. Kitchen so distracting.
We just
dude.
need to boot Kitchen from the show at this point.
It's not my internet. It's my
so
system. It says on his phone.
I muted him, so I'm not getting the feedback. So the problem with Cam is that I feel like you're just so much playing whack-a-mole with who to stack him with, right? Could be James White, could be Damiere Byrd, could be Jacoby Myers, but Myers is expensive now, right? $5,500. I guess Byrd is still cheap at $3,900. But I don't know. I actually think maybe Myers ends up getting really underowned as Herbert bringbacks. As I'm looking at this, I'm just talking myself into Herbert as being the best quarterback play. But I don't know. Maybe that's wrong.
I don't know. Playing the guy that always gets 20 points seems like an okay tout.
Yeah.
I feel like he also doesn't get played.
19.7 is DK points is his lowest scoring game this year for Justin Herbert.
And is Kyler just dead now that he's not rushing the ball anymore?
Yeah. super dead.
Tough matchup too.
Sad.
Yeah, aren't you worried about? He's worried about Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey for sure.
Yeah. He actually, you know what? I got to give him some credit, and I got to give Cliff some credit. They strike me as dudes who would not care about Jalen at all. Like, they're not even going to say his name, thinking about matchups this week, which you love to see it. You guys want to build a DK team without David? And he has to just sit there and watch it happen?
No.
All right.
No.
By the way, you're right. Your initial take, Rodgers is going to be chalk now that we've actually talked through this a little bit.
Yeah, he is. Because people love Rodgers. He's like a huge public fave. And Adams, right? Everyone's going to want to play Adams against the Eagles after watching what's.
This will be
worried about Darius Slay.
This will be fun to build a lineup without Dave. Tuttle, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I want to do the 3 little bears stack. I actually do. Trubisky, and I want to work in my terrible take as part of the stack. Wait, we have to unmute Kitchen.
I unmuted him. We'll see.
All right, but I'm using this to tout the 3 little bears, but I'm only going to do 2 in this lineup to start, and that is Mitchell Trubisky and then Cole Kmet, and then you have all the salary to work with.
Here we go. Tell them about the usage splits. Tell them about the flipping to Jimmy Graham, Tuttle.
Jimmy Graham has been flipped on his head, and
he's been flipped on his head.
Kmet I think has been around that 75% snap rate the last couple of games. He's min price. I love those min price tight ends. Let's go for it.
I can't believe that.
Oh my!
All right, we're muting it. Devin, just pick him up, please.
Please, just let it. We can't. It's terrible.
Kitchen's like the Jimmy Graham of this show, just grasping at the last bit just to try to come back.
Okay, Tuttle or Pete, you go now.
Well, let's bring it back with the guy who had the second most air yards in Week 12, Mr. Marvin Jones himself.
This is really unpalatable to me.
This is so gross. I kind of like it.
Okay, Galladay over Jones, though.
Galladay,
I don't think he's going to play.
I think he will.
Play either. He didn't practice today. He didn't practice today again.
Here's the thing, Tuttle. People set and forget these lineups on a Wednesday. I don't want to run the risk of someone forgetting to update their Swolecast lineup.
Sure, we'll just make sure we leave 300.
No. So we're going Marvin. We're going Marvin. I'm not putting Kenny in here because he's not going to play.
Why would we go DeAndre Swift then?
Okay, I'd rather that.
Oh wow! I make one pick.
Make a pick, Pete.
Even without Kitchen, I still get overruled on a vote.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuck you. I'm sorry. I'll let you pick now.
So Tuttle he used his bring back.
I already used my bring back.
Right.
You guys fill out the rest of the lineup.
So if Rodgers we do think is going to be chalk, and people are now down on Aaron Jones, I love playing Aaron Jones when no one's on him. Let's get him in here.
You love to see it. Yeah, I like Aaron Jones. How pathetic is Philadelphia? I mean, just a terrible organization. I'm going the GAM, DK Metcalf. Well, I actually don't know who is more of a grown man, Pete. We need a ruling: AJ Brown or DK Metcalf. Who is more of a grown man?
Metcalf already broke the grown ass man scale, but I mean, AJ Brown is like, DK Metcalf's like 105th percentile. AJ Brown's like 99th percentile.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I'm not worried about James Bradbury. I'm not. Well, I am worried. I'm always worried. I'm very worried about it. But so, Tuts.
Pete, you go again. Since I stole 3 picks already.
Wait, what are I think is it different than what? Do we have Swift or Jones in this?
Swift and Jones.
Okay, Swift and Jones.
Not Marvin.
Swift and Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. Okay.
No Marvin.
Let me pull up my spreadsheet.
Sort your wide receiver cornerback matchup chart for the bottom one.
Here we go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just playing a one-off play. I just want to get this take in here. I do not care. I want to play Denzel Mims.
Why is this a bad play?
Because all the dude. It's the Jets. You can't play Jets. Adam Gase doesn't want to win. They're prayer yards. He never comes down with them.
Who said prayer yards? Prayer yards is pretty good.
That's saying that.
That's pretty good. No, I mean Mims is going to be. I'll play a bunch of Mims this week. He seems like a really good play.
I actually like Mims and Perriman a decent amount.
Yeah.
All right, so we need a defense, we need a flex, and we need a third wide receiver. Third wide receiver, I'm gonna give us Michael Pittman Jr., who is gonna have 90 yards and a touchdown.
You guys building a dynasty team or a DFS roster?
I will say I am a little bit worried about Phillip Gaines, but we will persevere. So it's on you, Tuttle. We got
defense and flex.
Yeah, so basically you can play anyone you want in flex. We have a bunch of salary. Play who you want.
Yeah, so we could do like the Devon. Well, we already have Aaron Jones in this lineup.
Can we just say the combination of Dave voyeuristically
eavesdropping
on the show with that pervy mustache is just like a really unsettling combination.
Good times. I am jealous of the Better Collective sweatshirt that I have not yet received, though.
Yeah, I can go for one of those.
I don't know the play here. I mean, I think things drop off a little bit here after Adams. Keenan's obviously fine. Anybody have a strong take here? I don't, of these high end guys.
Yeah, I really, really hate to see it, but whoever the lower owned of Chubb or Henry is seems like an absolute jam, I think.
Yeah, I think. Hang on, of who? Chubb or Hunt?
Chubb or Henry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Henry's going to be super popular this week.
He's pricey though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's harder. If it would just be amazing for $9,200 Derrick Henry on DraftKings, a full PPR website, to be 16% owned, and for him to have 35 at half again. I mean, that would just be. Oh, let me tell a bad beat story. I had a Mahomes Tyreek Henry team last week, and it didn't make it min cashed. Just so brutal. I just can't stop thinking about it. So that's me.
Well, I don't really have a pick here, so I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah, we just go.
I do like Ridley at 7,200. Chubb's like those running backs are a fine play. I think Ridley.
I can't even
chalky.
Kitchen is doing like the not Penny's boat thing from Lost right now.
He's just trying. He has Derrick Henry written on his hand.
I let the team down. I'm sorry.
I haven't muted, so I can't hear.
I can hear you, Kitchen. Whatever you need to say to the group, you can say to me, and I'll pass it along.
Ship in a bottle.
Pete, I'm
just
this is the to make this exciting because right now this is a tough.
Is he actually talking?
Kitchen, I think it's just the fact that you're here lurking that's maybe making us tense up a little bit. Maybe if you dropped off from the call, we could let our hair down a little bit here.
Okay, I'm gonna drop off the call, and you guys got.
I mean, I'm just pretending like he's not even. I mean, this guy.
Kitchen, give us notes in the chat. Give us notes in the chat.
F's in the chat.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
All right, peace out,
bye, Dave.
All right, running backs.
Wow,
Tuttle.
We're actually being kind of informational today, which is
it's not good. When we get to wide receiver, I just discovered that PFF has a tight end matchup chart, so I think I'm gonna be able to.
What is even a tight end matchup?
So I think I'm gonna be able to do some good work there. So I'm saving that for later in the show.
I feel like, is that analysis just like this tight end might sit in coverage near this linebacker for a few plays? I don't even know.
You don't look. What you don't understand is because you don't grind enough tape. Is that specific teams line up their? I can't. I lost it. All right. What's up with Dalvo? Because
that's the biggest question.
Up, dude. Cook. Yeah.
So banged up. We got the reports that they might have to scale his work a little bit, right? Which if you're like they can scale it a little bit. Like if we're still looking at like 20 touches or whatever, then
what you don't want is if he loses even one goal line possession to Madison, he's a terrible play.
See, so I don't think they would do that though. I
don't think they think Madison is bad though.
That's true. They could alternate series, which would be too bad if they just kept Madison in for a whole series type of thing. I could see him losing goal line work that way, I guess. But it's not like they're going to take Cook out for Madison in that scenario.
Yeah, and you know what? The weird thing is, well, I'm not even weird, but like, you know, Dalvin is this like great fantasy guy this year or whatever. If you had to, like, when we were paying $10K for Christian McCaffrey, he had like a 20% target share. Cook only has a 12.5% target share on a team that doesn't even throw that much. Like, it's starting to get to the point of where, like, I just would rather not. Like, I would rather just hope Dalvin gets like his 22 or whatever and play Aaron Jones, you know, play Miles Sanders, play DeAndre Swift. I can't believe I just said Miles Sanders. I take that back. I don't want that on the record at all.
Like, no. I kind of like it.
Yeah. It does seem like there's too much risk. And if he comes in, like, if the game was played tomorrow and he's like listed as questionable all week and suits up, like, what do you think his ownership is in tournaments? Like 30%?
Who?
Dalvin Cooks.
I don't know. I don't know if
30% is high. Yeah. But well, you know, it always depends on, like, is there a good min play? Like, does there become, like, if there is a couple really good cheap plays, or even just one, like if there's even one equivalent to Brian Hill, then his ownership goes way up. My guess right now would be like 20-25%.
Yeah. What do you think if we do happen to get Devonta Booker at 5,500? I mean, he's a smash, right?
He's the absolute. I mean, so remember, this same thing happened last year. Josh Jacobs got banged up at the end of the year, and DeAndre Washington just absolutely crushed. And Jalen Richard, who's actually been a healthy scratch the last 2 games, was just stayed in his role, right? He was just a satellite back, played like 20% of the snaps, got like 2 carries a game and 4 targets or whatever. Yeah, I mean, he would be the best running back play of the week, I think.
I don't know. Like, David Montgomery is the same price. I know you guys don't want to hear David Montgomery, but like,
wait, dude, we already got rid of Kitchen. Don't make me mute you too.
Tuttle, how many little Bears are you playing this week?
I don't know. Like, it's a good spot for him.
I mean, if you're gonna tout David Montgomery, you might as well just tout Frank Gore, who got 21 touches on 42 offensive plays last week.
I would take Montgomery over Booker, though. I mean,
I'll book that with you.
All right, if Jacobs is out,
yeah. Okay.
How about this one too? I mean, Kareem Hunt's price tag is ridiculous, 5,400. Yeah. I feel like the Browns still just play their running backs game script dependent, and if Tennessee has a lead, I feel like you could just see Hunt on the field almost the entire game.
Yeah. I guess that's no, I don't think that's true.
Not the entire game, but I think they've been rolling right now, so they haven't been using him as much.
So if you play Hunt, like the thing is well, I guess it's all related to touchdowns anyways, but like his value is super specifically related to touchdowns because he'll just get like 9 or whatever if he doesn't score.
Yeah, I guess the weird thing is Chubb even ran more routes than him last week, but if we do think Tennessee puts up points here, the big dog starts eating. I don't know. It could be a Kareem Hunt game. I don't mind it at 5,400 at all.
Okay, what about Duke though? Because if David Johnson is out again, what about Duke? I mean, are we going to get suckered into this again? They
used him as a catcher finally, or as a pass catcher finally.
They did a little bit. Like he catches the deep touchdown, but he only had 4 targets and 9 rushes. I mean, it's like, yeah, he scored the touchdown, but it really wasn't that dissimilar to like David Johnson usage, basically.
Well, I mean, they theoretically should
use him more,
right? Like with Cobb out, and he's a short yardage guy. With Fuller out, obviously, like theoretically, he should start getting more targets. I mean, his usage is at least more promising than like Giovanni Bernard, who's just been trailing off.
But I guess the thing that sucks about Duke is he has like no goal line equity, even in that role.
Yeah.
No, if he scores, it's going to be from 15 yards out.
Granted, he got that quick sub for Procise who scored, but yeah, I mean, it's not the same as some other backs. You know who we're going to get? We're going to get a Davis favorite this week. We're going to get Myles Gaskin off IR, I bet. And he's 5,900.
Back at practice.
It's I didn't know that he was back in practice. The last thing I'd read is that they still don't know if they're going to have him back this week.
I saw a push alert that he was back.
Okay, today. So here's a better one. If Gurley misses again this week, do you play either of them?
No, 0 shot.
I mean, maybe if Ito is the min, But even at 4,700, no, I know it's too.
I will Martingale Hill in one lineup, like in the $50 single entry on DK or whatever. I can't. I mean, imagine Brian Hill going off and me not having him on a team. Like, that'd be brutal.
One thing we did, I mean, just brutal week for our brand guys last week. Laird fumble, Hill chalk flop, and Laviska Shenault doing nothing with a clear runway. I mean, really rough week.
Yeah, well, we got to transition to Colin Johnson.
Hang on real quick at running back. Alvin Kamara, 7,000 low ownership. We glutton for punishment?
It's kind of the week to do it.
I would say, yeah, because I think against Atlanta, he can get there just running the ball, right? Like, he can get there on, if they did hand him the ball 18 times, I think he could get there. And also it's 7K, it's more like 24 can do it instead of 35.
I think I want to read the room. Like, it's a little early to know, but I want to read the room and see what his ownership is. Like, I have a feeling he's going to definitely get the tout of, like, going away from him, like downplaying, because his role has been. You are
giving way too much credit to the tout community. Like,
I think we'll see. We'll see. The Kamara has only played like a 50% snap rate the last 2 games. He only has 2 targets the past 2 games, and it's obvious those things are obviously concerning, but they also haven't needed him. Like, if they find themselves in a spot where they need him, that's when.
Is Taysom Hill, like, can he even do the throws? Like, I don't like, so that sounds so weird to be like, oh, Taysom Hill can't check down, but like, actually, like, those Drew Brees to Kamara throws are so accurate and like, so like, it gets him exactly moving where he wants to go. Like, I have a feeling Taysom Hill will struggle with that. I mean, we can't say. I mean, Michael Thomas has a 50% target share right now in the offense. Sure. We can't say like Taysom Hill can throw it 15 yards, but not 5 yards. Just throw the Denver game out. I mean, there is zero sample to be had there. They were playing against a JV team.
Okay, but it's Wednesday. Like, Kamara 15% owned, lower.
I'd say.
Lower, yeah.
Like, if you could get Kamara for single-digit owner, you have to play that in tournaments. Like, I know his usage has been bad, but like a single-digit Kamara at 7K against Atlanta, I'm playing that in tournaments.
Do you guys want to mention any running backs in the Tennessee game? Okay, let's move on to wide receiver.
I mean, I am actually pretty serious about playing DK Metcalf this week. He will, again, no one will play him. I'll guarantee you right now he'll be 6% in whatever contest you choose.
People are going to play Metcalf.
Nope, it's a bad matchup against James Bradbury.
He is expensive is the thing.
And he's expensive. People will play Keenan. People will play Devontae Adams. Like, people won't play him. They won't do it. Guarantee it.
What does this guy have to do to just have locked and loaded 15% plus ownership?
He has to be rostered in cash one week and do a Devontae Adams. For him to be treated like the person that he is, he will have to be a cash play one week and get like 42 because people just jam in Devontae. Oh, and also Cardi will have to project him, right? That would probably help.
I am so offended by Cardi's projection. I'm
Devontae Parker.
He has Marvin Jones with a higher ceiling than DK Metcalf right now.
Hey, here's the thing, Cardi. David, go look on your site real quick at this DK Metcalf projection.
It's 19.4.
Oh, is it? Did it get bumped? I need to refresh.
Davis went in and gave it the Mattek booster.
No, you are probably looking at week 12. Our stuff is messed up right now because of this Wednesday game.
Okay, that's possible too.
But I know I'm looking. I'll look at it in the back end right now and make sure I'm not lying. Yeah, 19.2 is what I have Metcalf for right now.
Yeah, I have different.
Well, that is a problem.
That's probably on my end, though. I have him down at 11 is what he's displaying for me. Just
okay,
FYI.
Well, that's wrong. He would never have been projected for 11.
Below the likes of Tyler Boyd, Michael Pittman, Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, Cardi's got right. the dome booster throttle going too because he has Ridley as as his top projected.
He's a good play though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm scared of Marshawn Lattimore, but he's a good play.
Maybe like a little bit of flop leg for Ridley because he got 17 last week. Like he was fine, but you were kind of expecting the 100-yard bonus at least.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about the value wide receivers because that's really that. I mean, that has been the slate decider for like the last 900 slates. Like we've had so many different guys pop up. Actually, do you think any of the Giants wide receivers are good plays? I mean, this should be like their highest pass attempt game of the year, probably. They're against, like, do we think Colt McCoy can play better than Carson Wentz? That's what I'm asking you, Pete.
I was actually surprised to see how many targets Golden Tate had last week.
They were talking about cutting him.
Yeah. Golden Tate and Shepard, I feel like that more aligned. I mean, Colt McCoy he's not ripping it downfield to Darius Slayton, right?
Yeah, I would say Sterling Shepard would be the guy you'd think.
Yeah. Although I did see something on the limited sample size. Gretsch said that McCoy actually had a higher ADOT on his attempts than Daniel Jones, which is kind of interesting. So who knows? Maybe they will push it. I think we mentioned Mims earlier. His price is up, and I think we're going to have – do we know if Chark's going to play? Because we will have the Jags wide receivers again.
We got Keelan, we got Chenault, and we got Johnson all against Minnesota. And I'll tell you guys in a second if we need to be worried. We don't need to be worried per the wide receiver cornerback matchup charts.
I heard the Keelan sweat was miserable last week. I didn't play him in my
main lineup. I can't even talk. Like it was brutal, dude. It was very bad. I just saw
Sean saying he should have been at like 15 points like halfway through the second quarter.
He got 15 DK points worth of targets, yeah. But granted, they're Mike Glennon targets, so right. Take it with a grain of salt.
Tuttle, is Anthony Miller one of your three little bears?
Can't be.
Darnell might be.
He got 9 targets last week.
Yeah, like I actually think this is just complete bullshit take, but I think like the Trubisky Mooney connection is a little bit better than the Foles connection with him. That's my take.
You remember Trubisky used to like Taylor Gabriel would have like 30 fantasy point game a year with Trubisky, and Mooney's playing that role.
But here's the thing, like Trubisky, Kmet, and Mooney, like just do whatever you want with the rest of your lineup. How can you go
wrong with Trubisky, Kmet, and Mooney, dude?
Dude. Did you see Anthony Miller favorited a tweet on Twitter that said Chicago is where wide receivers go to die?
He favorited a bunch of tweets. Like he favorited ones like criticizing Trubisky, like all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, he's in the doghouse now. Yeah. Dude, look at this. Falcons defense against crappy Taysom Hill, Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, Mitchell Trubisky, and you're left with 7,200 left per roster spot. Lock it up.
Tuttle, is Kiki a play? Yes or no?
Yes, early in the week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's reasonable. Whatever. I mean,
the targets have to go somewhere.
So Julio, if he doesn't play, Olamide Zaccheaus is on the IR. Christian Blake, who Adam Levitan played in cash 2 weeks ago, he's the dead man. Does Christian Blake become a play?
Are we sure that this is how the Falcons rotate receivers? Isn't it? We have to follow.
It was so much easier when everyone was convinced everyone had a 1-for-1 replacement.
Yeah, and then freaking Foles scores a touchdown last week.
I have no idea what to do with those wide receivers.
Just jamming Ridley even more.
And then I guess the other guy. I mean, we got to talk about Justin Jefferson, who just is like owning the world right now. Adam Thielen's back. He's 6,900 against this awful Jaguars defense and 13 targets last week. So it's not like we can be like, oh, well, he only he's just getting deep. And Kirk is playing so great right now. I mean, I guess probably the answer is to play Thielen since he'll be lower owned. But I don't know. I'm feeling tempted by Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I assume he's going to be one of the higher owned wide receivers on the slate.
Yeah, we have to monitor the Irv Smith situation there too.
It seems like he's actually banged up because he has missed 3 games now, like not all at the same time, but like with the same injury, he came back and then he's missing again. I would play Rudolph. I think I'd play Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
I know Davis's answer to this question, so I'll ask Tuttle. Do you have a Rams wide receiver you prefer against the Cards?
I do not, but I will say like when. I'd usually just do like an initial scroll through of pricing. They did stand out is way too cheap for sure. I mean, Woods was the guy he's under 6K.
Hey,
Woods was the guy that stood at the most, but
Aren't you worried about Patrick Peterson?
Who's been trashed this year, right?
Tuttle, dude. It doesn't matter for the narrative. All that matters is that, he had his name on national television one time and had like a sick play. That's all that matters.
I mean, I will say, like, we're talking affordable double stacks. That's another affordable double stack there. Yeah. And it's a good game environment too.
I got to go pee or I'm going to actually die. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
I mean, Cam Akers is probably going to destroy all our hopes of a Goff Woods Cup double stack. But
well, Tuttle, we finally got rid of the 2 weak links on this show. We can finally get into the hard stuff here. Going back to running back, we didn't mention him. Are we buying a flippening with Cam Akers after that big touchdown got the rest of the carries?
That's the question mark, man. I mean, the problem is, like, even if you think like he's gonna take over a little bit, like, it's still not enough. Like, what's a lead back rush share for that team? Like 55%. Like, it's still not going to be enough.
I mean, if they ever got rid of Malcolm Brown, it would be wheels up. I think he led them in snaps, routes, and targets last week.
I would not have picked him as the pass catching back before the season started.
No.
And then, like, that's strictly been his role the last couple of weeks as the pass catcher.
In my head, or even wasn't it like 2 years ago when Davis was all hype on Malcolm Brown? He was like their goal line back in Plotter.
Right, because he's like, Plotter, and now he's randomly their pass catching back, who doesn't really catch many passes, but he must be really. I haven't looked like at his pass blocking. I assume he's just by far their best pass blocker. Is probably why.
It's just always the vet who gets passing downs. That's just always what it is.
Were you listening to us in the bathroom?
Yeah, I got my AirPods in.
All right, should we build a lineup on FanDuel?
Let's do it.
FanDuel.com. Feeling good. I feel so much better, you guys.
Is that the first time you've ever gone to the bathroom during the Swolecast? And would you have done it if it was a normal show with Kitchen here?
No, I've definitely done it before.
Okay.
But I am, when you're doing a weight loss bet, like, you got to drink like 2 gallons of water a day or you'll just be hungry the entire time. So I am just crushing water these days.
All right.
Who's going first? Should we do a Tannehill AJ Brown stack in honor of our fallen brother?
Anything without Derrick Henry in it?
I dig it.
Yeah. I ran a Tannehill double in one of the spies last week, and I thought it was going well until Jonnu got 0. I guess it's not January yet.
I think he is hurt.
I saw a fun stat that made me feel like I made a great decision when I saw Jeff Swaim had more targets than Jonnu and Anthony Firkser combined.
Dude, you don't know about Swaim-Sember?
Yeah, I want to bring this back with Austin Hooper.
Yeah, he is low-key getting a lot of targets.
Really? Yeah. Gretsch was down on him in his...
He's not getting production. I don't know. He didn't get targets last game, but he's on the field.
He was getting targets before he was banged up, and they've been steamrolling. Well, not steamrolling people, but they've been comfortably winning. I actually think that he's got pretty good target upside in a competitive game.
Yeah. What was it? Ran routes on season low, 53% of dropbacks, 2 targets last week.
Wow, Gretsch hating him. Stealing the Brown signals.
He just hates the numbers, man. All right, what do we have in here? We have
Brown and Hooper.
Tannehill, Brown, Hooper.
Okay. And you aren't going to let me squeeze in my Kareem Hunt take.
Oh man, this is actually neglect that we have not mentioned James Robinson to this point in the show.
Yeah, dude,
he's just going to get 25 again this week.
Have you guys played him like in any of your higher entry single?
No, I played him when he was cheap. And then not anymore, and he just smashes every week.
I played him in one of the spies last week. There were 2 spies last week, and I played him in one of them, but it was with some stack that scored no points, so it didn't matter.
I can't figure out the psychological barrier I have to playing him because I have nothing against him. It feels like one of those things where I've missed the boat and I don't want to chase, and yet he has like a better workload than any running back in the league.
And he was $6,300 against the Browns last week, and he didn't. Like, when we were doing the Swolecast last week, we were looking ahead at the salaries, and we're like, oh, yeah, James Robinson, you put him in, he's a lock. And then none of us played him this week. It's just like, it's like he doesn't even exist when you get there to making lineups on Sunday.
All right, so we're putting in James Robinson.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Gosh, he couldn't resist.
As soon as I heard Davis say, "Sorry guys, I have to pee," and I'm like, okay, I need to get back in there. And then I heard the Titans stack, and I'm like, all right, I can't let this go on any longer. Daddy's coming home.
Hey, Tuttle,
Don't
don't
say
forget
that
about your
with that
champions.
mustache.
Tuttle, don't forget about your Champions League lineups.
Contest sucked today because of football. They downsized everything. The 333 was overlaying like every day, and now they sized it better.
All right, Kitchen, it's your pick.
All right. So do we have a bring back for the
Austin
Cooper.
Titans? Okay.
Oh,
Actually,
you
I don't
feel bad?
deserve to. I don't deserve to make this pick.
You're right.
I don't.
You don't. Thank you for.
I'm going to let you guys
acknowledging
make it. I'm going to let you make it. I apologize to everyone for the technical errors, using the wrong browser. I'm sorry. Daddy's going to make it up with some exclusive fleets. Don't you worry.
Some swag that will never be shipped.
that. Never.
Oh, you guys are
What is the update on this?
like this week? I was told on Monday that it was shipped.
Like, I have something coming to my house? Like, who's in this first batch of shipments?
Yeah. Good question.
I don't even know the answer to that.
What got shipped? You don't even know who it's going to.
The list that we have, if you signed up for the if you signed up on the list, you're going to get a Swolecast shirt. So
Yeah,
don't you
we'll
worry.
see. We will see.
I will legit pass out. I'll record a fleet where I open a package with a smoke catcher and I just fall on the ground.
All right, finish the lineup.
No, you act like there's some pick that we all have a collective hive mind about. I don't know what it is. Just say it.
No. It's an obvious pick. I'll let you guys do it.
You know what?
It's Thielen as the correlation with J-Rob is the obvious pick.
I promise you that's not who Kitchen was thinking of, but
I
you can put it
guarantee
Thielen.
also, yeah.
You know who's
False.
cheap?
I am all about Thielen this week. It's week 13 of my best balls.
Oh,
And-
arrest this man.
Arrest this
Stop.
man.
We need
What?
Devin, we need a police siren for the next time David mentions his best ball teams.
Listen, you guys are like an authoritarian regime when it comes to best ball, like what you can and cannot say. I can say
we're not
whatever
we're not.
I want.
You can't say anything. You can't say anything
That's
until
not the rule. That is not the rule.
the moratorium is lifted for 24 hours.
My freedom.
Kitchen has actually been messaging me a ton, asking if he can get a preemptive pardon for all of his best ball talk.
I paid for the pardon.
Okay, so was your pick legitimately Adam Thielen? I don't believe that.
I guarantee his pick was not that.
Whatever. Okay. Do you guys want to jam Ridley in this one?
I'm more of a
Yes.
Christian Blake man myself, but
Get out of here.
he's the direct backup now. Now that everyone else is hurt, he's the direct Julio backup.
Can I say one of my favorite things is all you cash game guys getting like so excited about 4 wide receivers in cash, like you're doing something so dirty. It's like projection.
Oh.
We can do 4 wide receivers in cash. Yes.
That was a very condescending tone when you said all you cash game
No,
players,
Peter-
like they were below you.
Oh, they are.
Peter is going to come on. Peter is going to come on the Gilcast week 17. He's going to take cash games super seriously. He's going to grind it with us.
Week 17 is going to be cash game week. Even Levitan, dude, he played Tyreek Hill in cash this week. He is a GPP bro at heart. He wants to be a GPP guy. So
The thing is Levitan gets the softest games. Like literally no one gets softer games than Adam Levitan. And he'll tell it's because people just click on it because it's like, oh, it's Levitan playing him.
Yeah. His fleets also need a lot of work. I love the guy.
Dude,
Adam
he
Levitan, one of my favorite guys ever, but he's like full dad on the fleets.
I will blow up his spot. He was texting me last night for instructions on how to upload a minute and 30 video into multiple parts. I was having to give him blow-by-blow instructions. And then he finally got it up and he bowed out. He's like, I'm done doing fleets. It was too much.
He is a legit dad. It's like, it's like LOL thinking it's lots of love instead of laugh out loud. It's bad.
He says to me, what would you do if you had a minute and 30 video you wanted to fleet out? I said, I would tweet it. And he goes, I don't want to because I say bad things about Will Fuller. So.
Oh, so you wanted the ability to delete it.
Yeah, it's just like a dick pic. He wanted it to be able to go away in 10 seconds on Snapchat.
Okay. All right. Tuttle, you're up. Tuttle is legit making his lineup because he hasn't said anything in 5 minutes.
What? What's going on? No, I just want to continue to tout a shitty team, but you can actually get their best player on FanDuel for really cheap.
Okay.
Robinson is only 6,900.
You and your Bears. I
know,
love the Bears.
This is how you do it, though. You play the good player on FanDuel because he's cheap, and then you play the crappy guys on DraftKings.
I gotta be honest with you. I hate it. I love it. No. I'm not on board with it at all.
Dude, 4 wide receivers in cash. I love it. Let's go.
I don't love it. I just need that officially on the record.
All right.
So do we have a second? Do we have a second running back?
We don't.
No, we need a running back and a flex in defense.
I heard you guys touting Duke, which I don't even think he's going to. I think
Dave Johnson. No. We were having a thoughtful conversation about the roles.
Yeah, you're having like a legit combo.
Yeah. Hang on, Devin. You can put in Thielen. Thielen's in this lineup, and Allen Robinson.
Little mini correlation. So if you get like I don't think we have enough cash for that.
Yeah, we don't.
We definitely do not have enough cash for that.
Oh, why not? You throw in the Jags.
This is the week that you can't play. Hey, did you guys talk about the Swolecast Listener League?
We were saving that for you, man.
FanDuel.com/Swolecast. This week it's only 600 entries because
we are having it though.
I'm surprised.
Severely disappointed. Just like I don't know how many times we can say FanDuel.com/Swolecast for Listener League, and it's for the listeners.
Where
we shouldn't have to put it on social media. I'm so disappointed. It's a 3 max tournament,
Kitchen,
the best tournament out there.
I don't know if you're the guy to come to with social media because just the interactions on your tweets, it's tough seeing, dude. It's tough seeing.
Maybe the idea itself of a Swolecast listener league answer to a question no one is asking.
It's a little gauche. It's a little gauche, I think.
I need to ask a serious question here. Tuttle, did you enter last week's contest?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, why?
I looked for you. I didn't see you.
Oh.
Probably did better than you. I mean, I
probably did.
I entered my FanDuel cash team in it 3 times, which didn't do very well.
I max enter that shit every week. No rake, competing against my buddies, the listeners, the fans, Socrdave, Mr. Tuttle 05, Davis Mattek.
Peter, am I at the top of the Overzet Listener League standings yet?
No.
I'm really gunning for it.
I know, and it tilts me every time I have to see that leaderboard.
Guys, we still have to talk about tight ends, and you.
All right, tight end. Yeah, we're talking about tight end.
I got it.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, a lot of people thanked me for the Evan Ingram call last week. Again, he's just getting fed week after week after week.
Can you show us one example of someone thanking you?
No, it's like DMs. I'm not going to blow up their spot.
As soon as he shows us the picture of the guy who met him at Disney World.
It's Adam Levitan. All right, so thoughts on tight end this week, Davis?
Well, I am going to tell myself that I'm not going to pay up in cash again. So I got to get that on the record here. I will say it is Christmas season. Kyle Rudolph, the red-nosed tight end, no Irv Smith Jr. I don't know. He had 8 targets last week. He seems like maybe a good play. He plays like every snap.
I could already hear it. I can already hear it on the Gilcast. Nate Nolan. It's 6,100. Darren Waller. He has a 46% target share in this. You just play him. I had him in my lineup since Tuesday, Davis. Why didn't you just play him?
True. Him not understand the embodiment of Nate is not understanding why playing Waller for $1,000 less than Kelsey is bad, and just being adamant that he was right about it. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Tuttle, you have any terrible tight end takes?
Not in addition to the Cole Kmet take.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah, you missed a lot. You missed a lot while you.
No,
were gone.
I heard it. I played Cole Kmet in the second half showdown on DraftKings, so I already understood what was going on. I saw Nathan. I'm probably going to butcher his last name, but is it Jonky? Nathan.
Yonke?
Yeah, is it Yonke? Is it a silent J?
I would assume silent J, but
okay. PFF. Anyways, he had the Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham snaps at halftime. I always look at the snaps. It's another little showdown flash draft nugget.
A little free tip for you flash draft.
Free dip for the peeps.
Kitchen, are you gonna switch your brand identity to second half showdown now that the flash draft stuff is kind of let you and your business partner up a creek?
Well, I will say that I still won last week's flash draft or the Monday night flash draft.
Obviously, you did. Of course, you did.
So I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so amazing at it. I just am. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's because I can tell a story. Maybe that's what it is. And every flash draft needs to tell a story. Anyways, tight ends. Speaking of flash drafts, short slates, Jordan Akins.
Yeah,
I know that he didn't like pop for people last week on that Thanksgiving slate. But
he had a touchdown in his hands. I mean, it was in his hands.
This is where Kitchen touts what's going to be the mega chalk at tight end as if he's undiscovering.
As if he found it. Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you something, and that is in the post-game interview that Deshaun Watson said he wasn't happy because he had 2 touchdowns to Jordan Akins, and he messed up. And he said, that's on me. That's on me. You know what's going to happen? Deshaun's going to make up for it.
Jordan Akins squeaky whale narrative from David Kitchen.
Akins 2 tutty performance. I'm going to call it. Why not?
Wow. I can't imagine the amount of DMs you're going to get thanking you when that hits.
Jeez, it's going to be limitless. I will say I had some verified people respond to my fleets. I'm like, oh, this is what DMs are. So appreciate that. Other tight end takes before we sign off here?
Can you just let us know what's going on with the Tennessee Titans? I'm trying to figure out why Jonnu Smith got out-targeted by Jeff Swaim and Anthony Ferkser.
Yeah, what month is it?
It's a 1 month before January. And right. Derrick Henry went off in December to get ready for the forthcoming month, so I assumed Johnny would follow suit.
It's Hemmer, but also I think Johnny's a little banged up as well. It's a boots on the ground take.
That's true.
Hey guys, Deontay Johnson or Chase Claypool today?
Claypool for the PO.
I need both to go over 40 points. All right, hit the like button, the subscribe button. Imagine someone subscribing to the show after this show.
Was like, I know the drunk one was bad, but imagine if this was their first one where it was like an actual serious football show for 30 minutes and then it devolved into
this. This was the hungover Swolecast. This is what it was. It was the hungover Swolecast. Week 13. We apologize. We'll be back better than ever. I haven't even eaten today. That's true. And
it's not true. There's a 0%
I promise. You see the sparkling waters. I've got
Davis when he gorged on food for 3 weeks leading up to but he has a lot of stores to work off of here.
It's like Samson without his hair, me without my blizzard. I've got to adjust. I'll be back better week 14. Tuttle, last takes from you.
No, I mean I beat the 3 Little Bears to death, so I think we're good on that
one. Phrasing probably on that one. Pete?
I was getting a lot of pushback on Kareem Hunt, so I'm going to make him my flag plant play of the week.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Davis?
I would like to plant my flag this week on James Robinson just to remind me to play him on Sunday.
That's good. You should also plant your flag on just your health.
Hey guys, Chris
Because
Boswell
worried
or
about
Jay McFarland?
McFarland, dude, there's a non-zero chance he just gets all the carries today.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, that will do it. Tuttle's going to finish making his lineups. Davis is going to probably go do his cardio. And I say that because his cardio is sitting on a bike and pedaling 1 mile per hour. And
cardio shaming.
Some of us, Kitchen, some of us have jobs. Some of us have to work this afternoon.
Yeah, I bet you'll be working this afternoon. And Pete is got like 8 more shows left for today. So we'll see you guys next week, week 14, here at Swolecast on RotoGrinders.com.